It's Brock Forkey. I'm going to shoot a video today about evictions. I get this question quite often. How long does it take to do an eviction and get a tenant out? People ask that all the time. Well, one thing is it depends where you are. Are you in Albany? Are you in Schenectady? Are you in Troy? Are you in Rotterdam? Clifton Park? The suburbs are going to be different than the cities. So let me explain. First of all, we'll start with Troy because Troy is my number one place. I love Troy for evictions. I love Troy overall. Now, the reason I like Troy is because evictions are quicker there. We all have bills. We don't want to evict anybody, but when we have to, we have to. Troy's the best. And the reason for Troy is it's quick. You start your eviction, you get to court, and when you're in court, the judge gives you your warrant and judgment. As long as he agrees with you, normally you get your judgment and warrant at that time. The marshal is in the court, so he goes out and serves them 3 days, and then they leave, or he comes back and locks them out. So that's Troy. Troy's, like I said, the best for a lot of reasons. I'm going to shoot other videos on why I like Troy as investment properties, and I'll shoot that in another video. But that's why I like Troy on evictions. Now, Albany and Schenectady are going to be very similar. Normally, you can get somebody out in 3 weeks in Schenectady. I'm sorry, you could get to court in 3 weeks in Schenectady, and then it takes up to another 3 weeks to actually get them out. Let me explain. So first, you have 3 weeks to get them to court. Then you get in front of the judge. If the judge agrees with you, he says, okay, I agree with you. I'm going to give you a judgment and a warrant. He may or may not sign it that day. If he signs it that day, then you go to the sheriff's office, which is right over there from our office. You give them the judgment, you give them the warrant, you pay them their fee, and they normally come out in 2 weeks. But if the judge doesn't sign it that day, then obviously you can't go to the sheriff's office. You have to wait. Sometimes it takes the judge up to 2 weeks to sign it, so that is another month away. So it takes 3 weeks to get to court, and then 2 weeks to get it signed, and another 2 weeks to get to the sheriff. So at that point, you're up to 7 weeks. It's not always like that, but that's the worst case, as long as the judge agrees with you. Now, if you have to go to trial, that's another subject. Sometimes you have to go to trial, which will take another month. So those are your evictions in Schenectady. Albany is going to be very similar. The sheriff is probably 2 weeks out in Albany, just like Schenectady. And the judge normally signs it in, right away in Albany. Sometimes they could do the same thing as Schenectady. So that is your evictions in Troy, Albany, Schenectady. You can always call me if you need more information. I don't want to shoot a extremely long, lengthy video on this, so I'm going to shorten it. But that should explain it. You know, at least your time frames on evictions, and then I'll go into suburbs really quickly. Albany, Rotterdam, Clifton Park. We've done some evictions in Nassau. Nassau is only normally once a month around 7 p.m. Troy, I keep saying Troy. I love Troy, that's why I keep saying Troy, sorry. Rotterdam, Scotia, Clifton Park, those areas are all going to be, normally once a week, or when they do tickets, they'll do evictions at the same time. Now, the good thing about that is when they do their evictions, they normally, they're pretty strict. You know, they don't see as many evictions as the cities, so it's more rare for them, and they're more strict. I would say in the cities, the judges are a little more, they're a little more liberal, I would say, because of the fact that they see so many of them, and and the houses are older, so there's a little more situation going on there. All right, so that's the end of my evictions vlog. If you need anything further on evictions, please reach out to me, 518-399-3600, extension 4. And you can go down to the bottom, and we'll have all my contact information as well. Good luck. Bye-bye.